Super Bowl 34. Well, it was played in Atlanta, Georgia in 1999 season through 2000. And let me say, these two teams were not exactly thought of to be in the Super Bowl or even the playoffs. The Rams in 1998 was actually 4-12 and missed the playoffs, and the Titans were 8-8 in 1998, and they also missed the playoffs. These two teams were electric in the 1999 season when you got the greatest show on turf versus Steve McNair and Eddie George. These two teams were explosive, two good quality teams in the NFL, and the Titans came from a big win in the Music City Miracle in the last play of the game in the kickoff lateral. And the Rams were basically unstoppable in 1999 with an incredible season of 13-3 in the NFC. Let me just say, guys, this game was not supposed to happen apparently because no one believed in them. But this was the most electrifying, underrated Super Bowl of all time. In the first half of this game, it was actually nothing going on. The Rams took it all the way to the Titans' red zone, their side of the field in territory, and they scored 9 points, resulting 3 field goals in the first half, while Tennessee Titans couldn't go nowhere. Missed a field goal, and they punted the rest of their possessions in the first half. But in the second half, actually, both offenses started to get going. The Titans took opening kickoff and actually drove 43 yards to the Rams 29, but they came up short when actually Todd Light actually blocked the field goal. After that, Warner converted a 3rd and 7 and an 8-yard completion to Marshall Faulk. And then a play later, a 31-yard strike to Isaac Bruce. And 2 plays later, Torrey Holt caught a 9-yard touchdown pass. So it was 16-0 in the third quarter, and it looks like the Titans have a problem. It looked like they could be out of this game. But then a 7-minute drive. Steve McNair and Eddie George ran the ball and wore him down, and Eddie George scored a 1-yard touchdown. And what sparked that touchdown? Well, Jeff Fisher actually told the team, like, they're celebrating. They're celebrating right now. Look at them. Go win the game. And actually, it looked like the Rams about to dominate this half in the first half, but in the second half, it was all Titans. And then after the Rams got the ball, they punted away, and then another touchdown for the Titans. Another Eddie George 2-yard touchdown. But after the first touchdown, they actually missed the second point, leading them to 16-13. And then they got the ball again with only 2 minutes left. Well, it was 16-16 tied up. And then after the fourth quarter with 1 minute to go, Isaac Bruce ran a 73-yard touchdown reception. What it may seem, it looked like the Titans might not win this Super Bowl after all, and all their efforts for nothing. This actually became one of the greatest moments in Super Bowl history, and making this Super Bowl such a great Super Bowl and underrated. With this play,
probably the final play of the game in regulation. It is caught by Dyson. Can he get in? No, he cannot. Mike Jones made the tackle. And the Rams have won the Super Bowl.
While working their way back all the way to the 10-yard line, actually they came up short, just 1 yard short. And that is the play that made the Super Bowl very special. All it took was a change in position of a linebacker of the Rams, Jones, and he took off his eye of Wycheck, looked like he took the bait. Then he went back to Dyson and actually made one of the greatest moments in Super Bowl history of 1 yard short. And what would have happened if they actually tied the game and went to overtime? Well, it looked like the Titans had a lot of momentum, but the Rams actually, with that last touchdown of theirs, with a big strike to Isaac Bruce, anything could have happened. Well, let me just say this, the aftermath of this Super Bowl, well, Dick Vermeil actually became the oldest coach to win a Super Bowl. He also set the longest amount of time between the first Super Bowl, 15, all the way till Super Bowl 34. And there were records set. Kurt Warner, most passing yards in a game, 414 yards. And most attempts without an interception in a game, 45. But the passing yard game in a Super Bowl was surpassed by Tom Brady twice. the game when he faced Patriots and Falcons, Tom Brady had 466 yards. And then the Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles, 505 yards. In Super Bowl 51 and Super Bowl 52, Steve McNair actually set the record for most rushing yards by a quarterback with 64 until Jalen Hurts with 70 in Super Bowl 57 and 72 yards in Super Bowl 59. And Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt, well, they became the 5th duo in Super Bowl history to be both have over 100 yards as a duo. As for the 2000 season, both of these teams went on to the playoffs. The very next year, the 2000 Titans went all the way to the AFC Championship game and lose to the Ravens. And the Rams went on in 2000 to lose to the wild card to the Saints. But this game was electrifying for two teams that no one thought they would go to the Super Bowl. And it was one of the most exciting but also underrated Super Bowls in modern time and basically in Super Bowl history. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and until then, I'll see you in the next video.